It was in the news and now also in reports. Dutch cycleways are getting busier, to a point that they reach the end of their capacity. Of course, the Dutch are already thinking of long-term solutions, which go a lot further than just widening the paths. In December 2015, ANWB, the motoring club which started as a cycling club over a century ago, published a thought experiment about a fundamental change in the way the Dutch could design their cities. The object is to design different types of city space in a cleverer way to make them safer. It builds on existing practice, such as the sustainable safety principles, but it goes a lot further than that. Instead of dividing traffic into 3 groups, motor traffic, cycling, and walking, and designing for their speeds, the plan proposes to group all road users in 6 different types of vehicle families, grouped especially by mass and width. Then the city space is categorized in 4 main types of areas. How such an area is used is one of the leading factors in this categorization. The traffic speeds in these areas are then determined by how the area is mainly used, and by which type of road user family. Let's have a look at these 6 road user groups or vehicle families. Group A are people walking, the able and the not so able, but also the running kind. Group B are users of pedal-powered vehicles under 35 kilograms and under 1.5 meters wide, ordinary people going from A to B. But the racing cyclist is also part of this group, as are the bakfiets and people riding e-bikes. Group C is a new type of road user family, the light motor vehicle under 350 kilograms, mopeds, scooters, and mobility scooters. This group includes the ones that look like tiny cars. Group D is the group of cars and car-like vehicles. This needs little explanation. But the weight limit of 3,500 kilograms and the width of 2 meters means that light vans and small delivery vehicles will also be included in this vehicle family. Group E is the group of the largest motor vehicles in the urban area, buses and trucks, which although different in function, have a similar impact on the cityscape. Group F is the group of urban vehicles that have their own tracks. This makes their behavior more predictable. Think of trams, streetcars if you like. Now that the vehicles have been categorized, we need to order the city space in area types, which can then be allocated to and designed for one of these vehicle families. Who use parts of the city and how? Do they move slow or fast? And is that in an organized manner and direction or in a more diverse way? This leads to 4 main types of cityscape. The first one being the pedestrian area, the parts of the city where walking is the dominant form of traffic, a shopping zone, or the place where people go to bars and restaurants. The speed limit here is 10 km per hour. The second zone is the cycling area, with a speed limit of 20 km per hour, also for races. Sometimes walking and cycling can be mixed. Current cycle streets would also fit in this category. In that case, the light motor vehicle and car groups can be guest users. The third area is one that caters for the needs of the light motor vehicle. The speed limit will be 30 km per hour. Pedestrians have their own space, but there can be mixed use with cycling and cars. But again, car drivers will have to behave as guests. The fourth and last type of area is specifically for the motor vehicle group. Here, the speed will be 50 km per hour. Other user groups can be allowed in this area, but then in their own subspace. This goes for pedestrians and cycling. These different cityscapes will have to be connected in a traffic structure to be accessible. It is not necessary for each road user family to have its own specific network. Some mixing is possible after all, as long as it is possible for each road user group to reach their specific areas in a safe way. Some conflicts may arise. When a desired through route would lead through a pedestrian zone, it may have to be diverted around it. On the other hand, this proposed system can solve current conflicts. Where there are crowded cycleways, the entire area could be designated as cycle space. Parking of vehicle families should only be allowed in their own zone. That will end parking scooters in a pedestrian space, for instance. This is still a thought experiment that would require quite a number of law changes and a whole different approach to urban design. But it is an interesting plan in which the spatial quality and the flow of different types of traffic would be designed at the same time. Easily recognizable zones will help people to know what behavior is expected of them in such a zone. This will help improve traffic safety as well as the quality of living. Since it builds on existing Dutch policies, even organizes those in a wider frame, it has a lot of potential.